Coming up on this episode of Nintendo Cartridge Society, I'm just glad they didn't put out the gold Wii last year. You are great. You have an amazing wisdom and power. End of The Legend of Zelda 1. So the Nintendo Cartridge Society has amazing wisdom and power with you. Welcome to Nintendo Cartridge Society. My name is Patrick Ellers, and I am joined as I am always joined by my co-host, Mark Mitchell. Mark, how's it going?
It's going great. I talked about watching the trailers previously, and so, season 3 ended a couple of weeks ago.
Don't you think
Had
you
a
should
great
be
fun.
doing it while impersonating Alan Cumming when you say you're watching trailers?
Oh man, I wish I could pronounce my words like Alan Cumming does. It's so much fun. And then was watching that great. I started watching Deal or No Deal Island. Have you seen this? Have you heard of this at all?
I've heard of it.
Okay.
By the way, I love the Jay Leno setup to a joke.
Have you seen this?
Have you
heard
seen
of
this? Have you heard about this?
I watch a lot of I watch a lot of inconsequential TV.
Sure.
But Deal or No Deal Island is like beyond. It's like vapor. Like
Sure. Right.
It for whatever reason, it adds up to less than its parts, and yet I find it endlessly watchable.
Sure.
It's like kind of a mix between Survivor and Deal or No Deal.
So, okay, wait a minute. So it's people. It's like a set number of people from the beginning of a season on an island,
Yes.
and then they compete in Deal or No Deal.
So what they do is they have like challenges.
And Deal or
dig
No
through
Deal
this
is the one
mud.
with the suitcases.
Yes,
right?
exactly.
Okay,
Like
great.
dig through this mud while we and we're gonna like drop you from a great height, and you have to smash something and then get a case, and the cases have money in them,
Right.
and then the person usually like the person at the end of the challenge who has the most money in their case gets.
But they know how much money is in
They
the
know
case?
how much is in their case. They get to decide.
Then in what way is this Deal or No Deal?
Oh, I'm getting there.
Okay,
I'm getting there.
all right. I'll be patient.
They get to decide who like in the bottom has to play a round of Deal or No Deal. And the cases that they earned during the competition, during
Yes.
that like event, are the values, are like half of the values that are in Deal or No Deal. So the person plays Deal or No Deal.
Yes.
Right?
Okay.
If they accept a deal from the banker that is better than their case, then they're safe and they get to choose who to send home.
Otherwise, they get sent home.
Otherwise, they get sent home. Yes.
I see. I always wondered how they. I guess on the show Deal or No Deal, vanilla Deal or No, non-island Deal or
Right,
No
right,
Deal,
right. Land version.
Yes, land Deal or No Deal, mainland. There we go.
Mainland
Deal
yeah.
or No Deal. That it behooves the banker to like make fair judgments because like they can save the show money, right? By not awarding too much. I'm saying that in the Deal or No Deal island version, that like the banker could be playing favorites.
Oh yeah, I guess that's true. But the framing device of Deal or No Deal Island is that the banker is looking for their ultimate component. Okay, and this season, a little bit of spoilers for season 2, it's really funny because in the first season, they're like, the banker, he is this, like this and this. And then at the first episode of season 2, they make a big deal about this season, the banker has a lot of tricks up her sleeve, and everybody loses their mind. Yeah. A real twist on the game.
What they should do is they should do a season of Deal or No Deal Island where all of the contestants are bankers on different seasons of Deal or No Deal.
Yeah, that'd be the ultimate All-Stars version, for sure.
I think so. Do we meet the bankers?
You do at the end. They reveal who the banker is.
Sure, like the Masked Singer. One time it's Rudy Giuliani.
Right, yeah.
Sounds bad. Mark, today, March 20th, is 13 days away from the Nintendo Switch 2 Nintendo Direct.
I can't believe that.
We are fewer than 2 weeks away.
That blows my mind.
Yes. So we need your predictions because we're going to do a whole episode about predictions for the Direct. But we're not going to bring our own predictions. We are bringing your predictions, listener. So email us, Nintendo Cartridge Society at gmail.com, and send them to us by noon on March 26th. So you have a little less than a week to get your predictions into us so we can use them in the episode. Thank you to everyone who has sent in predictions already. But if you have any thoughts, what you think is going to happen, what you're afraid is going to happen, what you hope may happen, email us, let us know. We want as many predictions as we can.
Yeah, we've been asking for your predictions for a while, but the clock is ticking now.
Yeah.
Less than a week.
Tick-tock.
That's so crazy.
Are you going to predict a deal?
Or no deal?
No deal. Or an island. Which would, I guess, would just be an Animal Crossing port?
An Animal Crossing port, possibly. But yeah, I mean, so many questions. How much is it going to cost?
Yes.
When will it release?
How many different controllers are they going to release with it?
What will the launch game be? What can we expect from Nintendo Switch Online? So many different angles, so many different avenues. We'd love to hear from you.
Yes.
Please write in.
Get those in as soon as you can. Also, if you would like to support us, you can head on over to patreon.com/Nintendo Cartridge Society, where if you are supporting us at the 8-bit or 16-bit levels, you get access to our once-a-month episodes of miniseries like NCS Arcade.
Yes, where for the month of March, we are going to be talking about Donkey Kong 94. And then for April, we'll be having our discussion about Okami.
Yes.
And if you're following us at any level on Patreon, so that's 4-bit, or if you're following us for free, which you can also do, you will get access to our listener feedback episodes, which we do after every episode of NCS Arcade, where we solicit your emails, your feedback about the game we've been playing, and then talk about it.
Yeah, and also we just chat about some other stuff too. But yeah, so those are fun episodes. Again, you can follow us for free on Patreon and check that out. Thank you to our new patrons, Steve-O. Thank you for signing up, Steve-O. Join the Discord if you have not already joined the Discord. Email us, Nintendo Cartridge Society at gmail.com. We'll send you an invitation. And then also, I was on Connor McCabe's Call Me By Your Game this week, talking about the NES game Battletoads, going into great depth about that game's many virtues and a few of the sins that it commits against its players. But check that out. It was a fun episode, and Connor does such a great job over there. Mark, we've got a little bit of a debug here from AV in the Discord regarding Gunpei Yokoi. Who, when we did our ABCs of console launches, we got to the V's, and I was like, let's talk about the Virtual Boy. Also, in the context of the Wonder Swan. And Yokoi has like a little bit of a reputation for leaving Nintendo in disgrace after the Virtual Boy, but that is an incomplete or like inaccurate retelling of like the actual series of events. He was already planning to leave Nintendo, and the Virtual Boy was supposed to be like him going out on a high note, and that he sort of like it didn't exactly stick around for the launch of the Game Boy Color, but that his like development guidance like helped them put that thing out eventually, and that his whole concept of actually AV brought up a quote here that I think was really good. AV says his philosophy of lateral thinking with withered technology is a core Nintendo principle, a foundational part of their appeal and success to this day, which is totally right. That what makes Nintendo so good is that they can do stuff on scale and affordably, and they find that right balance of good enough that is genuinely good enough, and he was a big proponent of that.
Also, I guess a bonus debug, because the last time we mentioned AV, we called them AC.
Yes, that is true. Here's the thing. And it showed up as AC in our show notes. And I think it's because the Google Docs tries to autocorrect stuff, and let me tell you what Google Sheets doesn't like is your Discord handles. It doesn't like them. It wants to make them into things it recognizes.
Well, and let's be honest, we mess up pronouncing most people's Discord handles anyways.
That's a great point.
So It's an us problem.
It's an us problem as well, but yeah, so I guess we're apologizing for that. All right, Mark, let's get into the topic. I'm not even going to cue it up. We're just going to get into it and then explain it. Mark, do you remember when I made the declaration that I made last year?
No, but your declaration to buy everything that Nintendo put out in 2024.
Yes.
No, I don't. It must have been early in 2024, or did you make it in 2023?
I think I made it in 2023.
Okay.
So what spurred it on was that I had I played Pikmin 4 in 2023. Not right when it came out, but a couple months later. And it spurred a kind of like, oh my god, I love this. I think I may love the Pikmin franchise as a whole. Went back and bought, Pikmin's 1 and 2, the re-release versions on Switch. Played them both, loved them. So going into the next year, I was like, I'm not going to let the next Pikmin get by me, right? I'm not going to let there be a game that comes out in 2024 that I don't buy.
What a year.
What a year for me to make that decision. Especially when 2023 was like a banger year. Anyway, so yes, I declared that I wasn't going to let another one get by me. And so as like penance, or I don't know what, I was like, 2024 will be the year that I buy everything that Nintendo puts out. Some caveats here, right? I kind of just meant the like mainline video game-y stuff.
Right.
If there's a, like the Lego Mario stuff, I'm not going to buy that. I'm not going to buy like a notebook that has Splatoon characters on it or whatever, right?
They release a tote on my Nintendo. You're not obligated to purchase it.
That's right. So it still means that I bought a bunch of games and hardware and amiibo and stuff like that. And so we thought it would be nice now to just sort of review that process and talk through all of the stuff I bought last year. Just, was it good? Was it bad? How did it affect my buying habits elsewhere? Just how much did it set me back? All of that kind of stuff. And Mark, I don't know if maybe you have like some kind of perspective, because I'm not just going to be talking the whole time here. But you've witnessed this.
Right.
And you were my rock sometimes when I wanted to bail. Right?
Yeah, and I'm not sure that is a good thing. I mean, I guess I kept you honest to your promise.
Right.
That really doesn't matter. But you did it anyways.
I did it anyway, and I was honor bound to do it, so I did do it.
Yep.
So, yeah, I mean, how would you like to approach this? Or I guess before we dig into, like, step by step what this meant for me, what was your reaction to me declaring this? What did you think was going to happen?
I mean, I thought you would do it.
Yeah, sure. But did you think that, like, I was going to be making a lot of mistakes? Like, buying a lot of stuff that, like, I would never... What, like, did you have any thought about it?
I feel like Were
you just kind of, like, go with God?
Well, Patrick? I mean, it's difficult for me to... First of all, we generally buy most things that Nintendo puts out. Especially,
this is true. Right.
Like, speaking for myself, like, most games in a year... I end up getting. Not all of them. I don't know that there's a year that I've bought like every game that Nintendo released.
Right.
But most of them. But also, I feel like when you made this promise in 2023 that we had no idea what to expect from 2024, and we had higher hopes for some of these things than they ended up delivering. And at the time,
lower hopes. We had lower expectations. We also had that because Luigi's Mansion 2 is on here.
For sure. And also at that time, we had no idea if new hardware was going to launch in 2024. In fact, I think I was pretty confident that it was going to.
Right. And I remained confident that it was not going to, even though I did predict an August release date for Switch 2. All the while saying I think it's not going to be till 2025. But so, yeah, it was a strange year anyway, right? And then for me to just be like, I'm going to embrace all of it. Maybe a little weird, but also not that different from like our normal game buying behaviors, right?
Right. And the other thing, I mean, it wasn't from 2023 is that you and I both, looking back on it, regret not picking up the OLED when it was like sooner.
Right. Yes. Yeah. Well, and I end up picking up a Switch Lite this year, and those have been out forever. Right. So yeah, there are a lot of things that like in some ways is just me like getting around to stuff that I might have picked up sooner but didn't for whatever reason. So should we start, Mark, with the games? Is that the most obvious place to kind of like just walk through? And
yeah, that sounds good.
So, and you will weigh in on whether you bought these games or not as well. My guess is you bought most of these games, especially earlier in the year.
Yeah, I think I bought everything but
I think there are 3 games you didn't buy.
2.5. I think there's 2.5.
Okay, great point. Great point. And we'll get to that half. So the year started off with Another Code Recollection, which was a game that you were excited about. I was sort of like ancillarily excited about it because it's a remake of the Another Code games, or what were they called? The first one on DS.
Yes, there was a DS one and a Wii one.
Yeah,
and now I can't remember what it was.
I shouldn't have prompted this. But they're like story focused, kind of puzzly games. And Mark, you played through both of the games in this collection.
Trace Memory.
That's right. You played through both of these, and I didn't. But this is one that is weird enough that I would have picked it up, I think, regardless.
Yeah, and this was a like full priced $60 release.
Mm-hmm.
I ended up,
most of them this year are.
Yeah. Well, they got to make their coin.
That's true.
Even in a weird year. Yeah, I ended up liking Another Code Recollection. Like, I finished the second game and felt wistful because look, they're B tier games.
Sure.
For sure. Like
B seems high.
they're yeah. And this is somebody who enjoyed the experience.
Right.
It's a B tier game. They're kind of janky. The writing is what it is. All that kind of stuff. It is 100% true. And yet by the end of the second game, I had affection for the characters.
Okay.
And was like I enjoyed my experience. So I would say that this was worth it to me.
Right. Maybe a little less worth it to me, but like I said, I think I would have picked this one up anyway, especially because, and we'll get to Famicom Detective Club later in the year, but like those games, the remakes of those from a couple years ago were such a surprise to me in like a positive way, and so I was always going to check out Another Code just as like the goodwill coasting off of that.
Yeah.
Next up in February was Mario vs.
I will say, if you like the Famicom Detective Club games, it does not mean you're going to like Another Code.
Does not transfer over.
Because they're, I guess, like similar in high concept, like kind of point and click adventure-y kind of things, but like the Another Code requires more like puzzly elements and sometimes
in that it has puzzly elements.
Yeah, and sometimes like movement, right? Where Famicom Detective Club is more just purely
it's just conversation based.
Exactly.
Yeah. So next up in February was Mario vs. Donkey Kong, which this was not a full price release. This was $49.99. And I was definitely going to buy this one regardless. You and I did a whole episode about it. We did a whole month of episodes about Mario vs. Donkey Kong as a series. This is definitely one that felt like, and I think this is always true of these kinds of games, where like you have fun while you're playing it, then you turn it off and you literally never think about it again.
Yeah, I think that's true. I think Mario vs. Donkey Kong was fine.
Yes.
It was fine.
Yeah. And then moving on to March, Princess Peach Showtime comes out in March. Probably my biggest disappointment of the year.
Yeah, this one was a real bummer.
Because we both really wanted to like this game, right? I think we were both excited about it, and like we're not really ready for quite the level of like baby game that it is, right? Like it's not challenging game, does not really offer a lot of variety, even though like Princess Peach has 12 different transformations. Nothing builds. The game runs poorly. The more I played it, the more I disliked it. And by the end of it, I was like, I hated that.
Yeah, it's just a real missed opportunity.
Yeah.
And I think the potential for a great Princess Peach franchise still exists.
I agree with that.
They just have not. I really feel like they've just got to do it in-house first.
I agree.
And then have another studio take it over once they've cracked that concept.
Yep. But also, I was always going to buy this game.
Yeah, totally.
Right.
Do you think it's the end of Princess Peach Showtime? Like, can you imagine?
Oh, yeah, no, that's for sure. We're done with that. If they do another Princess Peach game, it'll be a different concept.
Yeah.
Because also, like, it's just so non-essential to who Princess Peach is as a character.
Oh, yeah, it's unrelated to anything. It's like, yeah, does Princess Peach go to the theater because somebody got her tickets? Because I don't even know that she loves the theater.
Right.
You know?
Well, but I mean, I guess like Luigi wasn't a scaredy cat afraid of ghosts until Luigi's Mansion.
Yeah, that's a good point. Like, that's a good point. A Princess Peach game, not Showtime, has the potential to add additional dimensions to Princess Peach. I guess really my question is not like, are we done with Princess Peach Showtime? Because I think you're right that the answer is obviously yes. I think my question is, are we waiting another decade?
For another
Princess Peach game?
Yeah, I think so. I think probably.
Because it was probably longer than that from
Super Princess Peach. Yeah, I mean, that was a DS game. So yeah, definitely more than a decade. Let me ask you this, Mark. When the next Super Smash Brothers game is announced for Nintendo Switch 2, probably sometime next year, right? Will Peach have transforming abilities to put on these different outfits? Maybe not all of them.
I would like if that were true.
Yeah.
Even though I didn't like the game, I do think the transformations are fun in concept. And I think it could be cool to incorporate that. Because Princess Peach Showtime feels like one of those things that in the moment is disappointing, but like 10 years from now will be fun to reflect on and have like Easter eggs from that game. Like if Feats show up as a trophy in the next, like Smash Brothers.
Sure, right.
Like that'll be fun.
Right, or like the cake decorating mini game shows up in the next WarioWare game, right? Like all of that like makes perfect sense. So yeah, it can join the pantheon of like weird Nintendo things that we're like, hey, it's this thing.
Hey, they acknowledged a Virtual Boy.
Exactly.
Hey, they acknowledged Princess Peach Showtime.
Right. Yeah, it's the exact same thing. Next up, at the beginning of May 2nd, Endless Ocean Luminous came out. Technically published by Nintendo. And this was one where I was really dragging my heels on it. Yeah, I believe I even asked you for a special dispensation to not buy it.
Yeah, I think this was your first real crisis of
faith.
This
is where I wavered,
And, but what we ended up doing is I Venmo'd you like $25 or something.
Right, we split it.
So we split the cost of it.
We split the cost of this one. It was a $50 game. I played it for one afternoon and then offered to bring it over to you, and you said no.
I don't remember that part.
You don't?
I believe it, but I don't remember saying no.
So that is definitely one that if we did not have this, if I did not have this Sacred Pact, that I would have skipped.
Mm-hmm.
Next up, at the end of May, was Paper Mario: The Thousand-Year Door, which sort of hard to believe that was that long ago.
Yeah, and one that I was really looking forward to, and then I played maybe a grand total of 45 minutes or an hour.
Yeah,
and
I played a little more, but
never even thought to come back to.
Yeah, I don't know. And you had played Thousand-Year Door previously?
Yeah, I'd played it multiple times.
Okay.
I really like Thousand-Year Door. I think I still really like it, but I don't know.
You gotta watch Deal or No Deal Island.
You gotta watch Deal or No Deal Island. Who's that banker? Who is she? But also, Mario RPG remake had just released, like 7 months previously.
Yeah, you didn't really play that either, right?
No, I didn't.
Yeah.
And then
maybe you're done with Mario RPGs.
Maybe I am done with
Mario. We played Mario Luigi Superstar Saga later in the year, and you hated it.
And I didn't buy Brothership, so
right. No spoilers.
Yeah.
I think you might be done with Mario RPGs.
Maybe. I think if they released, I liked Origami King. I think if they released a new Paper Mario,
that was 5 years ago.
I know, but I'm saying if they released a new Paper Mario, I think that
your heart's open.
My heart's open to it. Right. Yeah.
I guess also since then you have replayed the original Paper Mario as well.
No, that was
after the Nintendo 64 launched, right? So that was 2020, yeah?
Oh, and 64 was 2021. So you're right. I must have played it after Origami King.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Okay. yeah, I got up to the like wrestling world. So I put in, maybe like 5 or 6 hours or something like that, and got drawn away and never came back. Next up in June was Luigi's Mansion 2 HD. And I think that if I had not promised to buy everything, that I would have skipped this. And that would have been a mistake.
Yeah, this was a real 0 to hero for both of us.
Yeah, we both really, really had a fun time with this game. We both beat it.
Yeah. In fact, it was one where like I got addicted. I couldn't put it down.
Right.
Like I was thinking, like when I was not playing Luigi's Mansion 2, I was just thinking about going back and playing Luigi's Mansion 2.
Right.
I was really surprised because I was dumping on this game when it was first announced. It looked horrible, I thought.
Still kind of like doesn't look great.
Doesn't look great.
Like Luigi's Mansion 3 still looks better than it.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, I don't know, like looks perfectly good. And I know like the common criticism against it is the sort of like structure that kicks you out after like a mission and you get to like go back into the mansion again. I never minded that. There was something about it being like restrictive and that like I couldn't just like get lost wandering around the mansion that I was like cool with.
Yeah, I mean, I do think that sometimes jamming through the menus.
Yeah, sure.
Like I get the criticism, but it didn't bother me. It didn't take away from my enjoyment of the game.
Yeah. We'll have another moment like that if I get the criticism, but it didn't bother me. Later in this list. Next up in July was Nintendo World Championships NES Edition, which you and I both bought the deluxe physical set, right? The $60 set.
They got me.
There's a gold NES cart. It's just too cool. I can't not buy that.
I think this year I bought more special editions than
2.
Which, than I have bought combined. Like I think this is the only special editions that I've like physical special editions that I bought all generation.
Like for the whole run of the show?
Yeah, possibly.
Yeah, because you didn't get like Zelda, right?
Nope.
Right at the beginning. And I got Dread. You didn't get Dread.
I didn't get the special edition.
And
I didn't get like the physical Fire Emblem release. Anyways, I think
this was a fun little game, right?
Yeah. Man, looking back last year, so inconsequential.
Yeah. Truly, yes. Moving on, however, to one of the most
you would have bought this even if you weren't pledged to.
Absolutely. And I like ended up I think I ended up liking Nintendo World Championships more than you. And especially because I got the opportunity to play some of like the multiplayer is so good. That like the local multiplayer I think is super fun. And also it kind of encouraged me to like learn the map through the original Super Mario Brothers. And just like that's something that I'll just do now is turn on Super Mario Brothers and like run all the way through the game because I can do it without dying in like whatever it is 7 minutes or whatever. That might not be right. I don't know how long it takes, but anyway, moving on to August. And Mark, this was maybe our biggest surprise of the year. We did not know what they were teasing with Emio the Smiling Man Famicom Detective Club. And when it was revealed, you and I were like, oh my God.
Oh, yeah. We tore our shirts off. We were running around the neighborhood.
We did.
Hooting and hollering.
That's right. We started pulling out people's sprinklers.
Yeah, that's right.
So they would spray us with water. We were
trying to cool us down.
We were too hot.
We were hot boys.
We were just two hot boys. And obviously would have picked this game up regardless. I bought the game digitally, and then I enjoyed it so much that I was like, I want this collector's edition, which is only available in Japan, so I ordered that. So I did buy this game twice. Mark?
I bought it 3 times.
Mark bought it 3 times.
Bought it digitally.
Uh-huh.
I bought a physical version, which I have since gifted.
Right.
And I bought the special edition that was only available in Japan.
Now, I know you have, I believe there is no explanation, but you just bought the physical version.
Yeah, there's no rational or good explanation. If that's what you're driving towards.
I just want to know,
it wasn't like a mistake or like I forgot or anything. It was like, okay, I'm going to buy the physical version.
Right.
But I'm going to also buy the digital version so that way I never have to worry about, I can play Emio anytime.
Right.
I don't have to worry about having like the physical cart with me.
Right.
And then I bought the special edition
Because you wanted the
because
special
I
edition.
wanted the special edition.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, just for buying like no other special editions, and really buying very few other physical games ever on Switch. It's pretty remarkable that you spent like $200 on MMO.
Well, I mean, also, it's a series that I've grown to love.
Yes.
And it is such a weird series, especially a game. It's especially
Yes.
after you play it.
Yes.
It's such a weird game
To have like ephemera.
to have like a special edition for.
Yes.
Just because I don't know, just because like
It's so dark.
well, and especially like the especially when you learn about Emio
Right.
and like the origins and all that stuff that's going on, it's like a little less fun to celebrate the character.
Yes. Yeah.
Even if it is kind
absolutely.
of like a iconic design.
And like I think a really well written and like well realized.
Oh,
character.
I loved it. I honestly think it was probably my favorite game that I played last year.
Yeah.
Like I love that there was a new Famicom Detective
Yeah,
Club.
me too.
I don't regret buying it 3 times.
No, nor should you. I think, and I buying it twice. Like we're just being proud here, okay? But also, you could say that in a year where I have to buy everything Nintendo puts out, it's strange for me to buy one of the games twice. Next up was The Legend of Zelda: Echoes of Wisdom. We've talked about this before, and I will echo that I really liked this game a lot. And despite the criticism, which I totally see, of the menus being too like over encumbering, didn't bother me.
And this is on my 2024 wall of shame because I didn't finish it. Every time that I went in, I didn't even make that much progress. Every time I went in, I enjoyed it, but then I just set it down and haven't gone back.
Right. Full price game there. Next up was Super Mario Party Jamboree in October, which I got and played a handful of times. It's probably the Mario Party I've played the most, surprisingly enough. Especially getting a couple rounds in when Sarah's family was here for Christmas. And I think it just like in a family setting or in a setting with kids, I think just totally works.
Yeah, this is one actually that I do think would be fun to buy for when I visit family.
Yeah, I would recommend that.
And I hadn't even really thought about that until you mentioned it. It totally makes sense.
Mm-hmm. And then of course, rounding out the end of the year in November with Mario and Luigi Brothership. It came out before I guess right around the same time that we were playing.
Yeah, that's right.
Superstar
I think it came
Saga.
out in November.
Yes, and November was the month that we did Superstar Saga. Yeah, it's a game that I played the first maybe like 2 or 3 hours of, and like I see what it's doing, but I'm not super excited about it. And you didn't even.
Yeah, I didn't buy it. It kind of feels like an ignoble return for the Mario and Luigi series. Like I
don't know if that's true for fans of the series, but
I think what I mean more is just like purely from a commercial perspective.
Sure.
I wonder if it was enough to revive Mario and Luigi, or
right.
And I don't know. I feel this way about when I was saying like, oh, if they make a new Paper Mario game, I'm open to them leaving franchises behind and just creating new stuff. Like,
sure. Yeah.
I think it would be totally fine if Mario and Luigi goes into hibernation again, or like they don't release a Paper Mario game. But yeah, just from like a pure like, will this franchise make it or not? I don't know that Mario and Luigi had the impact to get another one in 3 years. Like we're all expecting, Metroid Dread did well, the best-selling Metroid game ever, possibly.
Right. But still at fewer than 4,000 or 4 million copies sold.
Right, but it did well enough that I think we're all anticipating another like 2D Metroid game will release in the future. I don't know if Mario and Luigi Brothership did well enough that we'll anticipate like another one in 3 or 4 years.
Right, yeah. But of course we do expect a new Famicom Detective Club game as soon as next year. Probably not. Okay, those are the games. Those are the 11 games that came out last year that I bought all of, one of them twice. Then comes hardware in one form or another. Mark, a total of 4 different amiibo sets came out last year, one of which was just Sora at the beginning of the year, the Super Smash Brothers Sora amiibo. So, got him. That probably is something that I would have skipped out on. I don't have all the Smash amiibo, or even all the Smash DLC amiibo. But like, I don't know. It's also weird enough that I may have done it.
It was a kind of a minor miracle that it exists.
Yes, right. And there's a little Mickey hanging from his keyblade. So like Nintendo sold a toy with a Mickey on it.
But I see what you mean though, because it's not like Kingdom Hearts means anything to either of us.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
But you know, the final Smash character, like that does mean something. So maybe I would have picked it up. Next is the Noah and Mio Xenoblade Chronicles amiibo, characters that I don't know at all from a game that I didn't play. And the most expensive amiibo set that I bought this year at $39.99, I would not have picked these guys up, but I did.
You're a man of your word.
I'm a man of my word. And then the amiibo like alternate costumes for the idols, Pearl and Marina, the side order costumes, and Callie and Marie, the Alterna costumes, $29.99 each for the two different sets, so $60 total. I probably would have done this either way because I do have all the rest of the Splatoon amiibo, and I just like having them all together. They live at my office, by the way. Those the alternate set and the off the hook
fun
trio. So yeah, it's wait, are they off the hook? That's not their name, right? The Splatoon 3 guys.
Oh, no, they're not off the hook.
They're Big Man and the other two.
Hi.
Anyway,
Shiver and Fry.
Shiver and Fry. Yes, very good. And yeah, so they're all hanging out in my office, and I love having them there.
Deep Cut.
Thank you. Off the Hook was one of them, but
I think it's the second one.
I think you're right. All right, and Mark, of course, you didn't buy any of those amiibo, nor would you have.
No, but I did actually end up buying amiibo this year.
What amiibo did you buy?
So I was looking for a present for my nephew who is Mario and Pokemon obsessed.
Okay.
And I initially bought a Bowser amiibo because I thought that might be fun. But I ended up getting
Smash or Super Mario Brothers.
I think it was the Mario one.
Okay.
I'm actually not sure. I still have it. I didn't end up giving it to him. I ended up getting there was like a Pokemon that you could. It's not a Lego set, but Lego like, and he likes building things, so that's what I ended up getting.
Yeah.
So that's why I ended up buying that amiibo. So that is the amiibo that I brought this year.
Very good. Moving on. Oh, so I have here the MEO Collector's Edition for sure. I did pick up the pastel pink Joy-Con that they put out.
Probably the best thing to come out of Princess Peach Showtime.
I agree with that. And they are like nice looking Joy-Con. They're not, we both looked over to my Switch display. They're not out right now. But yeah, they're good looking Joy-Con. I like them. I think the white are the best. For the OLED, but the pink I think is
I think there's something very satisfying about those like pastel colors.
I agree.
They look almost like candy or like cake that has fondant like perfectly laid over it. Like
yeah,
they just look delicious, I guess.
They look delicious, yes, but they look delicious in a classy way.
For sure.
Right? It's just
yes.
They're a little bit more grown up than the neon colors.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. So I would not have purchased them otherwise, but I'm glad that I did. Next up is the Joy-Con charging stand 2-way, which is Nintendo's like official Joy-Con charging solution as we barrel into a generation where you're not going to be able to slide Joy-Cons into these new Switches.
Yeah, and that must be the reason why, after all this time, they decided to release an official one.
Right, probably. I bought 2 of these. And
on purpose?
Yeah.
Oh, I guess you have a lot of Joy-Con and like Joy-Con adjacent things.
This is the real issue, especially when Nintendo World Championships came out. I kept my the NES controllers kept not having a charge because I don't keep them charging on the Switch. There's no other way to charge them. So I got two of these stands. Because I also bought, and we'll get to like other things that I bought this year that didn't come out this year. I also got, when I ordered the Famicom Detective Club Collector's Edition thing, I also ordered the Famicom controllers. So I have 4 NES/Famicom controllers that I don't want to charge on the Switch because I want the Joy-Cons to be on the Switch.
Yeah.
So like it all, like this, first of all, buying 2 of them seems like a lot. Seems like overkill, but I'm actively using them. So it's something that I needed. And friend of the show, Jeremy Schmidt, followed my lead and also bought 2 of them. So
hey,
that he
you're a
could do the same.
trendsetter.
I'm a trendsetter. Oh, look, I found a solution. You know?
A problem solver.
I'm a problem solver. Next up, of course, Mark, Nintendo Sound Clock Alarmo.
Of course.
You and I were so fast to pre-order this thing.
Oh, yeah. Hadn't even watched the video.
No, it was just like, Nintendo's putting out a dumb clock for $100. It must be mine.
Yep. As soon as possible.
Yes. And then also the last thing that I have here down for like the hardware would I have purchased an Alarmo otherwise?
For sure.
You think so?
I do. I think for sure.
Okay.
I mean,
you did. But so I almost wonder if like at that point I would have been like, Mark's got this. Mark's excited about this. He'll get it.
I don't know. I think you're fooling yourself. I think you want to buy an Alarmo.
You might be right. And then I also bought the Switch Lite Hyrule Edition, which I have never opened.
Mm-hmm.
So it is very much like your Nintendo Sound Clock Alarmo. I don't know if I'm ever going to do anything with it.
Yeah, I mean, we're about to pass the Switch generation. You and I have talked before about, maybe not on the show, but like, what are we going to do with our Switch consoles when the Switch 2 comes out?
What does one do?
Yeah.
I mean, what did we do with our original Switches when we got the OLEDs?
I still have it.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's there's a different pathology there that we're not going to dig into. And then in terms of digital purchases, so I did end up buying the Splatoon 3 expansion pass, even though, well, the side order content was released in 2024. It was made available for purchase in 2023.
Yeah, so the letter of the law didn't require you to buy it, but you decided that the spirit of the law was what you were going to follow, and so you did end up buying it.
However, I never played it.
Which I ended up buying it as well.
And you liked it quite a bit.
Yes, there was like one weekend, because from recommendation from listeners in the Discord, because we had talked about it, probably the discussion about whether you need to buy it or not, and what is this one called? Side order?
Yeah, side order.
Okay, yeah, side order. And based on recommendations, I played it, bought it, played it, spent like a weekend obsessed with it. I think side order is so good.
Right.
I think you would really like it.
I think I would too. And to me, this is almost where like the experiment in its spirit reveals that the experiment is flawed, because I didn't want to miss out on the next thing I was going to love. And I bought this, but I still missed it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I could go back in and play it, but I haven't done that.
Right. Yeah.
So I don't know if
buying everything did not end up preventing you from
missing
something you might like.
Yep.
Yeah.
Although everything else, I think I've at least turned on. Every other game I've at least played for a little bit. And then, although counterpoint, the other thing which has to count, of course, is Animal Crossing Pocket Camp Complete, which if you bought it before the end of last year was $10 instead of $20. So,
and this was, of course, Animal Crossing Pocket Camp. The original went offline, but they created this version that you could transfer your data to that would let you play in perpetuity, but it doesn't have microtransactions or any of that sort of like free-to-play gamification.
Right. So that's all of what Nintendo put out last year. It's a complete retail value of $1,310.77, not considering any gold points that I would have spent or vouchers that I used on digital purchases. I believe I used 3 vouchers last year, which would meant that it saved me $60 in that regard.
So I think that if my count is correct, not including like just the things we discussed, that's like 22 items. So basically at least every other week on average, you were like buying
something new
from
Nintendo. Right. We were kind of reflecting on it earlier, that it is nuts that buying everything for a year only costs $1,300.
Yeah, it's not. It is by no means insignificant, but I did expect it to be much more than that.
Right. It's about $100 a month, a little more than $100 a month, which, like, I don't know, sort of seems like a little bit reasonable.
And this is like well, I was gonna say it's like a light Nintendo year,
but it's not really.
But do
like,
you think that's true? Because it was still a new game like every month.
There was still a new game every month, and there was still at least like one DLC pack. Even though I could buy it the previous year. And like a new issuance of a console, and controllers and amiibo. Like, I'm sure other years are bigger. I'm sure if I were to do the same thing in 2025, well, maybe it would be bigger. Who knows?
Well, I think the other part of it is like, which of these? I feel like the majority of these line items, you were like, I probably would have bought that anyways.
Yeah, I mean, I would not have. I know for sure I would not have gotten the Xenoblade amiibo. I would not have gotten the Switch Lite. I probably wouldn't have gotten the pastel pink Joy-Con, even though I like them now. I wouldn't have gotten half of Endless Ocean. I probably wouldn't have picked up Brothership or Jamboree.
Okay, and so that's a significant portion of your purchases,
right?
Are things that you wouldn't have gotten otherwise. Yeah.
I also think I probably wouldn't have picked up Luigi's Mansion 2. Unless you did,
right,
and had a great time with it.
But I don't even know if that's true, because sometimes we both, I mean, Side Order is a great example where like we buy something, or like Pikmin 4, you loved it, right. I still have not played it.
Right, or Echoes of Wisdom, right? Like that's another example. Like there's a bunch where like it jives with one of us and not with the other. So yeah, I mean, who knows? Mark, what other Nintendo stuff did I buy in 2024? First, I just want to extend the question to you. Did you buy other Nintendo stuff other than the Bowser amiibo?
Ooh, I must have. I mean, just looking at your list, I did buy the Hanafuda cards after you got them and thought they were cool. I got the Nintendo World Championships trucker hat that they had at my Nintendo.
Right.
That was available for platinum points.
Platinum points plus shipping.
That I farmed thanks to a suggestion from the Discord to boot up Fire Emblem Heroes.
Game has an autoplay mode. It's basically perfect for farming platinum
Yeah, I was
points.
like on work calls and just like
tap.
I'm trying to think. I can't think of anything else off the top of my head.
Okay. So I have mentioned them already, but I got the Famicom controllers that I had to import from Japan. I really, really like those. So I'm glad I did, and that now 4 people can all play NES or Nintendo World Championships NES Edition, and all have controllers that feel right for that is perfect.
I love that those NES ones and the Famicom ones slide into the rails and can be charged on a Switch.
Yes.
I understand why they abandoned that after the NES ones, but that's fun. Like, could you imagine having the Genesis controllers also? Or the N64
the Nintendo 64 one is
yeah.
the ultimate, yeah. Yeah, it's also, it makes it really handy for pairing it, right? With the Switch, and they're ready to go. The trucker hat, we already mentioned. The Hanafuda cards. I also got a Pokemon shirt, but I got it in a size that's too... Oh, yes, thank you. A Pikmin shirt, but it's in a size that's just a little too small, so I don't wear it.
Was it the Miyamoto one or a different one?
No, it was not. It was a different one. It's like green, and they are like carrying a pocket, and the pocket's kind of like sideways.
Oh, that's cute.
It is cute. I just like the last 18 months. I used to kind of exist in a space between a medium and a large, and over the last 18 months, I'm kind of just a large.
Oh, okay.
Right? But so it's been like a slow realization that you can't get those medium shirts anymore. So that shirt is just a little bit too small. Okay, and then Mark, Nintendo did a thing a couple times this year where they were like, we're going to make amiibo available on Nintendo.com for their retail price, basically reprinting amiibo and releasing them through the Nintendo store.
Wily.
Very wily. In February, I bought 2. In May, I bought 6. In November, I bought 8. Here are the amiibo that I bought this year. Pikmin, and then the rest are from Smash. Snake, Luigi, Mii Gunner, Mii Sword Fighter, Mii Brawler, Dark Samus, Ken, King K. Rool, Daisy, Pokemon Trainer, Piranha Plant, Zelda, Ivysaur, Sheik, and Terry.
Sorry, will you read the ones from May again?
Yes. Luigi, me gunner, me sword fighter, me brawler,
me Mark.
Okay, great. Do I need to do the last two?
No, I
Okay,
just
great.
missed it the first time, so I just wanted to have a chance.
So in addition to buying everything Nintendo put out last year, I also spent $255.84 on additional amiibo.
Very good.
Cause I don't know.
And also, and I know that this probably falls into the like third-party gray area. You also bought some power-up bands from. So I don't know if it really counts, but.
Well, and they were gifts.
Right.
So,
yeah.
I also bought another copy of Mario versus Donkey Kong, and some other, maybe it was just Nintendo eShop cards after that. But yeah, I did buy 4 power-up bands from Universal Studios. So that's it. That was my year of buying everything Nintendo put out. And I don't know that I have any like grand conclusions to draw from this, other than what I kind of expected would happen is that like you just end up buying some stuff that you're never going to use.
Yeah,
But is that different?
No, I don't think so. I mean, I do think 100%, like you were saying, there are things that you just would not have bought.
Yeah.
But even of the things that you would have bought, you still wouldn't have played all of it or like utilized it to its like full extent or something. Yeah, like there are countless games that I've purchased off the eShop, like indie games that looked interesting and then never turned it on.
Right.
It's a really, I don't know, I think the thing that is interesting to me and that doing a show that's all based about a company is so interesting because I have such a emotional attachment to it, and I think so much of what it does is so fun and so good and so worth for me spending my money on it. But it is just interesting to have such a like commercial relationship with it and to be able to put it down in dollar and cents. You know?
Yeah. And yes, that it is an obviously like emotional thing that you're like, I pay you to make me happy.
And I think that's,
and it does though.
Maybe that's the ultimate fair question is like the money that you spent on Nintendo last year. Do you think on balance you got your money's worth? Do you feel like it was worth it?
I mean, last year's a tough year, I think, to make that.
Yeah, I think that's what makes like compared to like potentially this year with a new console coming out
or 2023, right? Like, if I bought everything Nintendo put out in 2023, it kind of doesn't matter how much I spent if I played Tears of the Kingdom, Pikmin 4, and Super Mario Brothers Wonder, right? Like, that's enough right there.
Right.
Also, Fire Emblem Engage came out at the beginning of that year. Like 2023 was a good year.
That's right.
But
yeah, for 2024, looking back on it, do you feel like you got your money's worth?
Maybe not. Maybe I didn't get my genuine money's worth. But some of that is that like I spend $300 on hardware I don't use.
Right.
Between the Switch Lite and the Alarmo. But the Alarmo existing, it's showing up, and me taking it out of the box brought me a little bit of joy. Not $100 worth of joy, but it brought me some.
Uh-huh.
And the Noah, and I am not a keeping an amiibo in the box kind of guy. I open them up. We like to move them around and use them on the show frequently. But the Noah and Mio amiibo from Xenoblade Chronicles 3, I left in the box, in like the little crate next to my TV for like 6 months until I was like, okay, I need to just break this down and get these guys out. So yeah, I mean, there's probably like $400 worth of mistake in my spending on just new stuff this year.
Yeah, it's interesting. Like
it's about a quarter, right?
Like thinking just about my relationship with like the MEO Special Edition. Like I'm glad I bought the Special Edition.
Yes,
I opened it up and I looked at the things inside it, but I have not like used it or like scoured the book or like, you know what I mean? Like I haven't put the soundtrack CD in a CD player.
Where would
like,
you even
listen to
do
it?
That?
But I don't regret purchasing it. So I don't know. It just kind of exposes the weird relationship to consumerism.
Yeah,
where you're just like, I don't know. Like, I I don't know.
Can I ask you a question about your art book for Emio?
Yeah.
How's the binding on that thing?
Oh, I don't remember, so I would say unremarkable.
Mine is poor.
Oh, really?
There's like something about the cover of it where like the glue isn't totally lined
Oh,
up.
mine is not like that.
Yours isn't like that.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, mine's a little like messed up.
Oh, that either stinks or makes it special.
I don't think it makes it special. Okay, Mark. I guess part of the reason to reflect on this is that, like, obviously we're in another Nintendo year right now, 2025. And to date, I have not purchased anything new that Nintendo has put out.
I bought Donkey Kong Country Returns HD,
which is the only opportunity they've given you so far.
Yeah, well, technically today.
Oh, great point.
Xenoblade Chronicles X is released, and I don't plan on purchasing that. Is that true? Is that really?
That's it.
Wow.
Yeah, we only knew 4 games coming into this year, right? 2 of them with dates, and then the other 2 are Pokemon ZA and Metroid Prime 4 Beyond. And we're both definitely picking up Metroid Prime 4. I might pick up Pokemon.
Yeah, interesting.
Maybe not, though.
It will be, I mean, it being a console launch year, it will be very interesting to see what they have, because we have no dated games at this point.
Yes, right. As of today, when this episode comes out, Xenoblade will be out, and there will be no dated games on the horizon.
They will also be releasing at least a few months later than the Switch did. And in 2017, they were, really, it was a very aggressive release schedule. And so what will that look like for 2025?
Yeah, I wonder if we are going to have an aggressive schedule like that. And then, like, beyond that, what, like, day 1, do we think 2 games? 1 game?
Yeah, probably not very much. Maybe 2 games in Metroid Prime Beyond.
In Metroid Prime Beyond being a Switch 1 game, or what do you...
Yeah, or possibly having... But yeah, like a Switch 1 game that also releases that day and can be available on both.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, it is sort of, like, unthinkable that they would be releasing a game on Switch 2, a Switch 2 launch title that's, like, a system seller that we don't already know about. Especially if the thing comes out in June, which we're assuming, like, May, June, right? Like,
right.
They don't really release huge system selling bangers with that little fanfare. Or, I mean, there'll be fanfare, of course, but, like, with that little notice.
Yeah, that's true.
Anyway, unprecedented crazy times. I think I'll probably buy everything that they put out as part of the launch of the Switch 2. But that doesn't feel like something I have to declare. Just something that we will be naturally compelled to do.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, Mark, let's close this out. I would be interested to hear if other people did this as well, or if they're hearing this conversation, they're like, "Duh, this is what I do every year." Because I do think that there are people like that, right? That are just like, yeah, it's the Nintendo thing. I pay my Nintendo tax, which is about $100 a month, and I buy everything.
Right.
So, would be interested to hear just like everyone's sort of emotional / financial relationship with Nintendo. But that is going to do it for this episode of Nintendo Cartridge Society. Thank you so much to our 16-bit patrons, Connor McCabe, Patrice Millette, Kyle Seaborn, Drew Mackey, and Steve-O. We appreciate you all. We appreciate everyone who is listening or participating in the Patreon or hanging out on Discord or interact with us in any way whatsoever. We also appreciate it when you send in your predictions for the Switch 2 Direct. Do it. So email us, get those in sooner rather than later so we can compile them to do a show about them. Anthony DeLuca made our logo. Our theme music is provided by 8-Bit Betty. You can get more of his music by going to 8bitbetty.com or by listening right now. For my co-host, Mark Mitchell, this is Patrick Ellers saying thank you for listening.